Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It Takes a Village. This is a show where we talk about happiness, connection, purpose, and all of that, and how we do it in community. And I am so excited to be here with you. My name is Delina, and I am your host for this show. And this is the first solo episode that I've recorded on video. If you have video access, or maybe you're watching this on YouTube, wherever you're watching it, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. This is such a different season. Season 5 is so different. It feels more grounded, more about how we can become who we've been meant to be. And I don't know, it kind of hit me a little bit when I was thinking about all of this. Like, I don't know, life is crazy. Like, I feel like we have been through so many different journeys. And if I think back on every season 1 was more about you learning and meeting me and the people who personally influenced me. And then season 2 started to go into, beauty founders and people that I knew and loved and respected and just had known in New York for a very long time. And a lot of those founders are now in like Sephora and Ulta and all these different places. Then you have season 3, which is like, it started to go into more of like the extended group. Season 3 and season 4 kind of, I would say they have kind of a similar energy, where you started to meet people who maybe I didn't know them completely, or maybe I kind of did, but I didn't, it started to become this like production in a sense, right? Like season 1, we weren't even on camera like that. Like we were doing it on Zoom because it was, COVID and all these other things. So there's so much growth that's happened, but I think the biggest thing I have realized is that community is one of the most important things. And I feel it's ironic that I would name this show It Takes a Village and have very few community events. And I think some of that has to do with the fact that I was in New York when I first started the show. Then I moved to LA only 2 years ago, which 2 years is obviously quite a bit of time, but it's, it takes a second to kind of get your feet on the ground, get your feet a little bit more wet when it comes to like a different place to live and to grow. And so I do feel settled. I'm moving into my 3rd year here, which is crazy. Like I can't even believe it. But it feels like there started to become more of an ease and a flow to living here. So for some reason, I had thought living in New York and living in LA were like very similar. I don't know why. And I think I underestimated that there would be a transition period. And my thought was, okay, I'm already a creator. I live in New York, and I'm a creator who's now going to live in LA. It'll be the same thing. Like, I'll be invited to the same events with the same brands and the same everything. What I did not expect is this very big transition within me. Like, I went from feeling like, it's funny because my hair is like really slicked back today, but I went from, needing to be in like suit jackets and like, super fitted clothes and like very like clean makeup. And like there was a very specific look that I feel I had when I lived in New York. And then I came to LA and like I started wearing my hair in an afro and like, just being a little bit more free, wearing athleisure. Like I was like, who is this girl? She's a different girl. And so, and the reality is that when you change who you are, you attract different things, right? That's what's been happening. So even the same brands I was working with, it's not as much aligned as it is now. Like there's different alignment. So I guess you just kind of have to leave room for change. I think that's the thing. I did not expect that. I thought I would be New York Delina living in LA. That's what I thought. I didn't realize there would be an LA version of Delina. So the idea that everything can change and become something completely different is such a cool and unexpected feeling that I am embracing in such a beautiful way. But I think when you're kind of in the midst of transition and kind of becoming, which we always are, right? When do we ever stop doing that? But when you're in the midst of transition, you don't necessarily have as much capacity for holding space for people, right? Like when you're figuring out yourself, it's like you're trying to figure out which container. So imagine you're changing the cup like different ways. Like, okay, now it's a tall cup and it's narrow, and now it's a shorter cup and it has a little bit more width, right? So it's all these different things that you're doing constantly. Things are changing. So with all of that, right? Like it became this thing where I was like, okay, how am I gonna create space for us? So now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to create some space for us. And so I debated a lot. Should it be online? Should it be in person? Should it be online? Should it be in person? And I think what feels the most right to me is for it to actually be in person, which is a little bit more, involved, if you make it involved. But what I'm thinking is I would like to do a hike. I would like to do something really. That's one of my favorite things about living in LA is that you can be outdoors pretty much any time of the year. Even in the summertime, if you want to hike, you just go earlier, in the morning. So that way you like catch that like sunlight. But I think it would be so cool if we got together and we had like a hike or some type of a walk, like maybe even like a beach walk. I love a good beach walk. That's amazing too. And then we sat down and talked to each other and got to know each other and supported each other. I think what I'm very clear about in terms of our community is I'm clear that we are women. We're a group of women that are very interested in pouring into ourselves. We are a group of women that are interested in pouring into each other in just a beautiful way. And I want us to be able to do that in a way that's not pretentious, that doesn't have an agenda, that doesn't need to be a whole thing. And sometimes you just want company. Like sometimes it's just a Saturday that you want to hang out with a group of girlfriends, and it doesn't have to be a crazy amount of time. It could be a couple hours, and we sit and we talk, but then we also walk and we also enjoy each other. And I just think that it's going to be so beautiful and amazing, and it's low key and it's low stress. But I'm going to ask that you sign up on ittakesavillagepod.com, and I'm going to drop a date and a time and a location in the newsletter, because I do also want to be protective of us. I don't want to just put it online and just be like, hey, this is where everybody's meeting up. Like, that's crazy to me right now. Maybe that's a little bit much, but I do feel like we still need to be like protective of our space. So I'm going to put it in the next newsletter. So please sign up and I will share that there. And I'll try to make it in a place where I feel like might be a little bit more centrally located, although I am leaning towards making it on the west side, which I know is a little bit crazy. So it'll probably be on the weekend if it's on the west side. But yeah, so for everybody who's not in LA, I'm so sorry. I'm literally talking about something that I'm going to do with my LA people. But I do and am interested in hopefully expanding it to online. So if you are interested in being part of an online space, if you're like, hey, Delina, I actually really think that that's a good idea and I would love to do that, send me a message, like send me an email, hello@delinamedhin.com. Tell me that this is something that you're interested in and I'll work on building it. I think right now, for me, what I've learned the most, for a few of you who've been following me on Instagram, I started teaching a makeup class earlier this year. And the reason why I started teaching it, and if you're like super new, you're like, wait, you teach makeup? So I was a makeup artist for a very long time. I still do makeup. And it kind of came out organically. And it came just like this. I asked, hey, what are you interested in? And then people were like, oh my God, yeah, I would love to learn makeup from you. So it's the same thing for this. Like, if it makes sense, let's do it. If it doesn't make sense, let's not do it, right? But right now, I'm craving to meet you all in person. And so we're going to start with this LA hike / beach walk. I'll make up my mind, I promise. But more importantly, if you are somewhere else in the world, I think it is very important to find community. I think as the world grows, technology becomes such a big part of our lives. People are using AI more than ever. I do feel that there's a craving that we're starting to all have to know that meeting in real life is actually king. Like, looking online, I'm just thinking right now out loud, but like scrolling on Instagram, right? There are things that you'll see where in the comments people are now saying, is this real? Is this not real? And I think like there was already, I think, a bit of fatigue with that, with people being like, this is Instagram, this is real life. But now with it being like, is this actually real or fake? I think that you're going to have a lot of, it's my intuition is telling me that we're going to have a lot of people that are probably going to start leaning towards in real life experiences so much because they're feeling like they can't trust something that they're seeing digitally. So if you are thinking about starting even your own group or your own community, I 1000% encourage you. I am a person who will always, always, always encourage you to do something, even if it's something that I'm doing. Many people that I have interviewed on my own podcast, on It Takes a Village, have started their own podcast, and I'm always so happy for them. I never want to be somebody who's like, I'm in this space and no one else needs to be in this space. I'm in this space to help amplify your voice, and if that makes you want to talk even more, that's even better. If even more people know you, that's even better. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I've been thinking about creating a community, but now Delina's doing it, so now I don't know. You want to do it, you do it. Because we all have our individualness and we all have the different special thing that we bring to the space and our different and special thing that we're able to bring to each other. And I'm not you and you're not me, right? So we can't show up in the same way or give the same thing even if we wanted to. And so, yeah, so I think really this is just a conversation about community and centering it in your life in whatever way that is. That might not be with me, that might be on your own, but however you do it, please don't be alone. Loneliness is an epidemic that is everywhere in the world, and people are really feeling that way. And so if you do feel lonely, I want you to please reach out to somebody, and maybe you don't have the strength to create a community, but maybe you can just be around people. And maybe that just starts with going to a coffee shop and just like working around people. So at least you see people moving, you see somebody walking their dog, you see somebody, talking to their friend at the coffee shop. Like, just know that I know that there's a lot going on in the world and we need each other. And I love you. I hope you're doing well. And I hope to meet you in person sometime soon. And if you love this episode, please share this with a friend and sign up for It Takes a Village pod.com, and I will be sending more details about this meetup, but also just, keeping you up to date on all things cool. This Made Me Think of You is the name of the letter, actually, that I send out every 2 weeks. All right. Love you. I'll see you soon. See you in the next episode. Bye.